What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris coming at you live, as always, from the man cave. It's been a long time since you guys have had this kind of lighting inside of this room for a video, because most of my videos are done late as hell at night. But anyway, so that means full energy for once. Most recent video that I did was my top 25s of 2020. Those videos right there are always my favorite videos I do all year long, because that really gets me a chance to reflect on the year, a chance to talk about the year, and a chance to reflect upon the heat that I got for the year and set some goals in my mind for the following year. Usually it's not too many days past the beginning of a new calendar year before you guys get that video from me. But your boy's been busy as hell. Haven't had much time. When I have had some kind of time, I've been busy as hell or had some other kind of commitment or had some friends to help, something like that. So you got the top 25s of 2020 video like an hour ago. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try to get back on pace here. My second favorite video that I do oftentimes, I've only done it twice before this one, is the vinyl tag videos. Which, by the way, off the top of my head, it escapes me who it is in the vinyl community that came up with them, but it's a great idea. Okay, so this would have been the third year I've done it. Okay, so the first year, I had a ton of fun with it. I had so many different albums in my collection from so many different genres, everything like that. I mean, it was just a lot of fun doing it. Last year, a little difficult. I had started thinning out my collection. I had started selling off some filler to replace with killer, in my opinion, by the way. And so that video was tough to do. This year, I finally settled down earlier today, to do that Vinyl Tag 2021 video. Guys, I drew all kinds of blanks. There were so many questions that I was going to have to either A, sub out, or B, skip entirely. And I was just sitting there beating myself to death over it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come up with my own damn vinyl tag. So, I don't expect this one to take off like the other one, but you're going to get it every damn year, even if I'm the only person who gives it to you. I'll come up with a list every year. Those of you who want to join, who want to submit and everything, a video, post a video, please tag me in it. And if you don't want to and you just want to watch what I show you, then that's fine too. I'm going to have some fun with this. I hope you guys will ride along. It is the Tunes from the Man Cave Jazz Vinyl Tag 2021. And what I'm going to do this year is 21 questions for 2021. For 2022, 22, so on and so forth. You guys are picking up what I'm putting down. So, without further ado, because I don't want this video to take up your entire Saturday, nobody wants to look at my ass that long, including my wife, I'm sure. So, cheers to you all. I hope you guys are all having a magnificent 2021. This is another one of those videos that you guys usually get from me in the month of January, but here it is almost the end of March. You're just now getting your vinyl tag, Tunes from the Man Cave style. By the way, for anybody who wants to join, anybody who wants to go along, I will put these questions in the description and the information so you guys can play along. All I ask is please either A, in the comments, let me know that you made one so I can check it out. B, tag me in it, whatever. Let's have some fun with this, guys. Why not? All right. Literally, rough draft. I put this together within the last 30 minutes. So, question number one. The album that got you into jazz. I figured that was a great first question. For me, you guys know, it's A Love Supreme by John Coltrane. And this is my original mono copy. Took me forever to find it. Finally got it. Never leaving my collection unless it's for a condition upgrade. It's immaculate, and it's one of the most important albums in any genre ever released. Next up. First jazz album you ever bought. Okay, this is the first jazz album I can remember buying. I might have got something before it, but hey, I got it from my boy Dylan at Noble Records. If a lot of you guys want to know where my obsession and my penchant for picking up original jazz records and original Blue Note records came from, I've got no further to look than my boy Dylan at Noble Records. Called me up, told me he had some stuff. I came digging, found this face-to-face Babyface Willette. This is an original mono pressing, splat out on Blue Note. It's got Fred Jackson on tenor, Grant Green on guitar, and Ben Dixon on drums. It was a blind buy. I just knew it was an original Blue Note record, and I had none. And I was like, I'm walking out of here with it. I can't remember what he asked for it. Can't remember if I gave him cash or if I traded, knowing how Dylan and I wagon wheel, probably a little bit of both. And I walked out of there with it, brought it home, put it on a different turntable. This is 2 or 3 turntables ago. loved it. Fell in love, been obsessed ever since. So I guess thank you and screw you at the same time, Dylan, because I've spent a lot of money on these ever since. Just kidding. Shout out, buddy. Jazz albums are one of the great passions of my life. Thank you very much. Next up, a record you own on Blue Note. I decided to make this one very simple. Not your favorite record you own on Blue Note. I wanted you to be able to just pull a record on a label and talk about it effortlessly without strapping your mind to figure out what your favorite one was. I pulled this one. Out of the Blue, Sunny Red, original mono pressing, Splat Owl, love it. Wynton Kelly, Sam Jones, Paul Chambers, Roy Brooks, Jimmy Cobb. Another one that I got from my boy Dylan at Noble Records back when he used to do pop-ups and Lenny Boy Brewing. It is one of the cleanest original pressings I own. You can eat off of it. It is immaculate. I'm thinking about throwing it on the platter as soon as this video is over with. Next up, yes, I am marking these off as I go down. Anyway, next up, a record that you own on Prestige. Guys, I wanted to show something that I've never shown you, but when I think about records I own on Prestige, I immediately go to my original mono pressing, Sax Colossus. Because not too many people watching this video, or in general, are going to A, have a copy, and B, have one that's clean. Splat Owl, West 50th Street, NYC labels. It is the desired pressing, the desired copy, and you can eat off of this baby. So that's going to be 3 in a row from Dylan at Noble Records. That wasn't intentional, it just happened. Next up, record you own on Impulse. So I was just thinking about records I own on Impulse. I was like, okay, I don't want to be too obvious. I don't want to pull another Coltrane. I've already showed a Coltrane. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, Freddie Hubbard. I could go Freddie Hubbard. Everything like that. I decided to pull Curtis Fuller, Soul Trombone. Because, not too many very popular trombone-led sessions in music, in jazz music. And this one's immaculate. If you're going to have a trombone-led jazz album, I highly recommend this one. I'll get some of this glare out there and let you guys get a better look. Beautiful cover, as you guys can see. No splits, no seams, no problems on the cover or anything like that. Freddie Hubbard, Jimmy Merritt, Cedar Walton, Jimmy Heath, G.T. Hogan, and Jim Cobb. This album is astonishing. It is a absolutely phenomenal album. And since I was mentioning Freddie Hubbard a second ago, he also happens to be on this one. If you see it, next up is record you own on Riverside. So many ways to go on Riverside. I decided to go with my most recent Riverside purchase, and one that I'm yet to even include in a new video for recent finds, but you guys are going to see it there too. So the first time you're going to see it's going to be in the Jazz Vinyl Tag 2021. It is The Other Side, Benny Golson. Guys, it is a record I've wanted for years. It is an original Splat Owl mono pressing on Riverside. Clean as can be. Curtis Fuller, Barry Harris, Philly, Joe Jones, and Jimmy Merritt. I freaking love the album. My boy Tread Lightly 365 on Instagram hooked me up with it. As soon as he posted it up, I literally bought it driving up the road. I don't condone people try to buy records while driving up the road, but I knew it wasn't going to last long, and I stuck my head in there and I got it. Damn it. And I could not be happier to own it. It sounds phenomenal. Next up, a record you own on Contemporary. I chose my most recent Contemporary buy, which you guys have seen only if you saw my Happy Birthday to Me video for my Day Out Dig. It's a double play with Andre Previn and Russ Freeman. 2-piano jazz. It's a glorious album. Got from Papa Jazz Records in Columbia, South Carolina. Same day I scored this shirt as a happy birthday gift from the boys. It's an awesome album. Reminds you of baseball, obviously. Original mono pressing. Well, I could have showed you the cover. Hadn't gotten around to replacing the inner sleeves on it. Splat Owl. It is phenomenal. If you see it, well, you guys know. Next up, record you own on a smaller jazz label or subsidiary. So, you have your smaller jazz labels, you VJ, Savoy, stuff like that, and then you have your subsidiaries. In this case, for me, one I decided to go with was New Jazz, which is a subsidiary of Prestige Records. I decided to go with the Cats, Tommy Flanagan, John Coltrane, Kenny Burrell, and Idris Suleiman. It is phenomenal. You guys have probably seen this record on my channel if you're longtime followers at least once. Beautiful purple New Jazz label. One of my favorites, honestly. The next up that I'm going to show you guys. Yeah. A jazz record you own that not many know about, but they should. This one It is a pressing, keep in mind, it's still sealed. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm very familiar with the album. I love the album. It is not an original pressing, which is what I would have preferred, but it is what it is. You guys need to be familiar with this album. It's The Giant is Awakened by Horace Tapscott Quintet. This is a sealed reissue that I got at Papa Jazz Records in Columbia, South Carolina. It is a phenomenal album. Horace Tapscott on piano, Black Arthur Blythe on alto sax, David Bryan on bass, Walter Savage on bass, and Everett Brown on the sticks. It's produced by Bob Till. For those of you who are familiar with Impulse Records, dig a little bit deeper. This is a black vinyl pressing. Vinyl Me Please was now very hard to find pressing on this album maybe a year or two ago. I ended up just scooping this one out of the racks. And one of these days I'm going to have an original pressing of it, and when I do, I'll be so damn happy that I have it, I'll be happy to gift this to somebody. If you see it in any format, whatever, Tonto, jump on it. Just please do. Great stuff. Favorite jazz record that you bought in 2020 is going to be my next one. And for you guys, I'm hoping if you saw my top 25s of 2020 video, I hope you've already seen it, but if not, spoiler alert, this was my favorite record that I found in 2020. It's Jackie McLean's Swing, Swang, Swingin'. And it is phenomenal. Original mono pressing. So damn clean. You can eat off of it. Once again, splat out. Jackie McLean on alto. Walter Bishop Jr. on piano. Jimmy Garrison on bass. And Art Taylor on the sticks. I love it. I've returned to it so many times. Also, just a phenomenal record. It was one that's just, you don't see it very often. It's not so much that it was my favorite record in terms of the music that I found in 2020, but man, you never see that one, especially not in original form, especially not in that kind of shape, and I was so damn thrilled to add it, I didn't know what to do. Next up, favorite record in an artist discography. This could be any artist, not your favorite artist, doesn't have to be your least favorite artist, hell, it could be anybody. Any jazz musician, your favorite album, slam dunk in their discography. For me, I decided to go for Wayne Shorter's Juju. This copy, original mono pressing. Once again, Wayne Shorter on tenor, McCoy Tyner on piano, Reginald Workman on bass, and Elvin Jones on the sticks. Once again, so clean you can eat off of it. Wayne Shorter, still among the living guys, still with us, still playing music. The Blue Note Beyond biography, as a matter of fact, if any of you guys seen that, he's very prominently featured in that, along with the great Lou Donaldson. Please see the biography. Please buy this album in any front. Before I had this copy, I had a DMM Direct Metal Master that I bought for 20 bucks. It sounded phenomenal. When I got this one, I literally just gifted it to a friend. I was so thrilled to have this. And now the prices are going up on this original pressing like you wouldn't freaking believe. So if you're going to get in the original pressing game, get in now. If not, buy any pressing that you can find. You guys know how I feel about that. Just get the music. Next up, favorite jazz record bought in a brick-and-mortar shop. Cool Strutting, Sonny Clark. I always go directly to this one. To this day, I still can't believe I got this in a damn shop. I can't. It's original mono pressing. Splat out. So happy to have it. I don't know what to do with Art Farmer, Jackie McLean, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones. Blue Note 1588. I freaking love this album. I can remember Lunchbox Records in Charlotte, North Carolina, posting this maybe 30 minutes before they closed is just in, or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit. Well, I'm like, I can't get up there now. I'm 45 minutes from the shop. So I just dropped them a DMM real quick. A direct, DM direct message. Not a direct metal mastery. Really quick, and asked them, do you still have it? And I'm sure they were thinking, yeah, we just got it in. But I'm thinking, have it. I'll be there as soon as you guys open in the morning. Now, I'm fully expecting to have to put this damn record, this one right here, on a credit card. I'm expecting to have to. What's the credit card I have with the most cap space, if you will? And I brought it with me, everything, thinking I'm going to have to. I get up there, walk in, Scott, the owner, super nice guy. You guys have heard me mention him so many times. Immediately knows it's me as he's walking in the store to let me in. Turns out I was the only person in line when he was opening the store. Immediately lets me in, goes to the back, grabs it, comes out with it. He's like, so it's $200. Thinking that was like going to run me off. And I'm like, sold. I'm like, I never expected to get it for that cheap. I didn't have to break out the credit card. I was able to pay money that I already had on me in my account. But that's literally, I paid up. I didn't even dig. I didn't look for anything else. I paid up, went home, all the way home, thinking the police are going to stop me. He's going to realize he made a huge freaking mistake. This is going to be a big hurrah, everything like that. But it's here, and it sounds great. And I know so many people now that, like, that's their number one. That's the one they really want. I've had so many people message me on Discogs trying to buy that copy of that album off of me, even though it's never been posted for sale by your boy. Nor will it be. If it's ever sold, you'll know I'm dead and it's my wife selling it. I'm here to tell you. But I still can't believe I have it. Next up, it's a jazz record you bought online. I decided for this particular one, so many original pressings and everything like that I've bought, I decided on this one to just show a little love to Blue Note Records, Blue Note's online store. I got my point of view, Herbie Hancock, with Donald Byrd, Rashawn McCord III, Hank Mobley, Grant Green, Chuck Israels, and Anthony Williams. Tone Poet reissue on BlueNoteStore.com. Just figured I'd give them a little shout. These Tone Poet reissues have done great things, guys. Gotten so many people affordable, great sounding jazz pressings. I hope the Tone Poet series keeps going for years and years and years, guys. Please keep this going. Phenomenal album, phenomenal reissue, phenomenal press, under $30. Get in on it, guys. For those of you who have ever been curious about getting into jazz but didn't think you had the funds, you do now. Get in on it. Under $30, no reason you can't do it. Next up, a record a friend found for you or sent to you as a gift. Okay, there's a lot of ways I could have gone for this one because I have friends find me records all the time. But this particular one, I decided to go with one maybe you guys weren't that familiar with. So I went with a fantastic Frank Strozier. I had never heard of this guy in my life. But a buddy of mine, Marcus, DJ Party, shout out to you, buddy, if you ever see my videos, was in, I think, HRR Records, I think, in Washington, D.C. And just snagged this up real quick, shot me a picture, and was like, hey, man, do you have this? I messaged him back. I'm like, I have no idea what that is. And he goes, well, just trust me, you need it. You know, I can't remember how much it is, but I'll snag it for you if you'll PayPal me. I'm like, real quick, I went down lower in the picture and looked at the lineup, and I saw Frank Strozier on alto, on with Booker Little on trumpet, Paul Chambers on bass, Wynton Kelly on the keys, and Jimmy Cobb on drums. Like, if those cats will play with this guy, this record can't be bad. So, no questions asked on him. Yeah, man, grab it for me, send it for me. Threw it on the platter, VJ Records, as you guys can see, and loved it. Flat out loved it. Phenomenal record. I recommend it to anybody. Fantastic Frank Strozier on VJ Records. Not that expensive at all. Probably get yourself a really good copy for anywhere between 30 and 50 bucks. I think mine was 40. Highly recommend it. Next thing, jazz box set is question number 15. For me, I went with the complete Blue Note 45 sessions of Ike Quebec. As you guys can see, a little water damage and whatnot up here on my box set. I got it at Lunchbox Records during the quarantine here, if you will. Just surfing as soon as they opened the shop back up and started letting people back in. They only had 50 bucks on them. For those of you who know, these mosaic box sets and everything like that are as expensive as hell. Even this one in really good shape. But this is the only problem with it. The booklet is immaculate. The records are immaculate. They look as if they've never been played. And it was 50 bucks. I grabbed it so fast I didn't know what to do. It's wonderful. I think it's 4 LPs. I could be wrong. But you see a reasonably priced mosaic box set that you don't have to sell your vehicle to get. You got to jump on it. And for this one, 50 bucks? What? Had to do it. The only thing wrong with it is that, I mean, even the cover is still intact. It's just it's got those water spots. I'm thrilled to have it. Next up is either a jazz 10-inch or 7-inch, either one, because I realize some of you guys might not have 10 inches, some of you might not have 7 inches. So I figured either a jazz 10-inch or jazz 7-inch. And this is the one that I got the exact same day as I got the Babyface Willette, which is, the answer that I have for first jazz album you ever bought. I got this one the exact same day in the exact same hall. It's Lou Donaldson and Clifford Brown. It's New Faces, New Sounds, Lou Donaldson, Clifford Brown. It's 10-inch. Lou Donaldson, Clifford Brown, Elmo Hope, Percy Heath, Philly Joe Jones. It's not the best condition record that I've ever seen in my life, but it is an original mono 10-inch on Blue Note. And Blue Note 5030, 33 and a half micro groove, 33 and third micro groove, modern jazz series. Prices have shot up on this one too. So it's one of those ones I'm very thrilled to have in my collection. I've always had it ever since the day I got it, and it's just been, yeah, awesome stuff. So I don't have many 10-inch jazz records, but the ones I have are fire. So your most recent jazz score, this is one that literally just showed up in the mail to me at like 12:30, 1 o'clock today. It's Albert Ayler's Love Cry. Just showed up from Gravity Records in Wilmington, North Carolina. Impulse. Got to show that gatefold. Beautiful stuff. Awesome cover. Gotta love it. This is the first good look I've taken at it. Albert Ayler on tenor. Carl Cobbs on harpsichord. Alvin Silva on bass. And Milford Graves on sticks. Phenomenal stuff. It is an original stereo pressing, but of course because it's late 60s by then, Impulse had done away with the orange and black label we love so much, and this is the Impulse ABC Records label. More like free jazz, think that, it's awesome. Next up, a jazz record you hope to find in 2021. Okay, so for this one, obviously I'm not expecting you to show anything, because if you had it, then it wouldn't qualify. So for me, I've already knocked a major one off. Maybe off the top of my want grail list. Stay tuned to a future video. I decided not to do that here. But it was replaced. I'm thinking Freddie Red, Shades of Red. Original pressing would be nice. I know I'm going to have to like sell. I'm going to have to. Ain't no telling. I don't know. Damn. Anybody want to buy a kidney? I don't know. Tina Brooks, True Blue. I'd love to have an original pressing of that one. That'd be great. So those are probably my top two wants right now. Both are going to have, it's going to be really tough to get either, much less both. But those are probably right now. Next up, question number 18. A jazz record you own that you'd like to upgrade on in 2021. Now, this one could be upgrading for condition, upgrading for pressing, upgrading for cover condition, for vinyl condition, any way. Just one that you would consider an upgrade. And if you have the only condition is you have to already own the record in your collection. So for me, I'm going with Sonny Rollins' Freedom Suite for condition of the cover. Got these water spots here. Other than that, the cover's not so bad. You got a corner missing there, no doubt, because of the water damage. But other than that, no splits, no seams, no problems. And the record, which is even more important, the most important, is shit, damn near mint. If I'm being completely honest with you, I have no idea what happened. But it's one that because of the condition of the cover, I got very cheap. I'd have never been able to get it this cheap any other way. So it's been my goal. I've owned the record for a couple years now. My goal has been to hopefully find a really solid cover with a beat to shit record or a cover only type scenario. For any of you who know, I'd love to upgrade on this cover. I'm willing to be patient because I've got the music and it sounds phenomenal. Next up, question number 20 is a free jazz record that you own. I've decided to go with a recent addition, Don Cherry's Complete Communion. The great Don Cherry, legendary in the free jazz scene. Leandro Barbieri is on the record. Henry Grimes is on the record. Edward Blackwell is on the record. It's an original mono pressing on Blue Note. Splat out. Phenomenal stuff. Don Cherry is a legend in the free jazz scene. It's free jazz, but it's not so oh my god free that it alienates people who are still traditionalists or bop fans. It's just, it's almost, think like Eric Dolphy's Out to Lunch or something like that. Something like that, where, you know, it's free jazz and it's definitely experimental. It's a little bit more out there, but it's not so much that somebody who's more so of a traditionalist can't enjoy it. I love this record. Just added it a couple weeks ago. Could not be more happy to have it in my collection. Next up is Desert Island Jazz Album. I figure that's a great way, question number 21, to close this whole thing out. For me, most of you guys, if you've been watching this channel long enough, you know exactly where I'm getting ready to go here. It's John Coltrane's Blue Train. It's an original mono pressing. Flat out. It's Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller, John Coltrane, Kenny Drew, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones. Guys, it really just doesn't get any better than that. And when asked about it years ago, decades ago in an interview, when people had asked him about, Coltrane himself, about his own personal favorite record, he had named this one, and when somebody said why, he was like, that lineup. Couldn't agree with you more, John. Could not agree with you more. Probably the prized possession of my record collection. So, yeah. Love it. You've seen it before. You'll see it again. So anyway, that is my Jazz Vinyl Tag 2021. From your boy, Tunes from the Man Cave. If you do your own video, I hope you'll shout me. Well, you don't have to shout me out. I hope you'll tag me, whatnot. I hope you'll keep it going. For those of you who maybe don't subscribe to my channel, I hope you will. And I'd love to make this. I'm going to make this an annual thing no matter how many people come along with me. But I'd love to have some company. I look forward to seeing each and every one of your videos if you decide to do one. The Jazz Vinyl Tag 2021 from your boy, Tunes from the Man Cave. Hope you guys are having a great day, a great weekend, and a great 2021. Till next time, till next video, keep dropping that needle, you guys.